sorry. That was just me being a commando. Nothing to it or anything. I could be in this movie. That was just, yeah. I was just being a world-class commando. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are checking out Commando, the 1985 Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that some of you have called the kill line movie, the cheesy line movie. I'm just very excited for this movie. I know nothing about it. I have no idea what the plot of this movie is, although I am expecting that there is not going to be a lot of plot in this movie, that this movie is just going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger running around with a gun shirtless, shooting people and saying some very cheesy, very fun lines. And that's kind of all I want from this movie. If there's a good plot in this movie, I'll be happy. But if there's no plot in this movie, I'm not going to really care. I'm not going to nitpick. This is not a movie that I'm expecting to be world-class, Oscar-worthy, 10 out of 10 stars. This is a movie that I just want to sit down. If I was in a theater, I'd grab popcorn. I'd want the loudest speakers possible, and I would just want to watch this movie and have a good time, have a blast, as Arnold would probably say. I can't do it. I was going to do an Arnold impression, but then I realized I cannot do an Arnold impression. But yeah, I just want to have a fun time with this movie, and I hope this movie brings me a fun time. Okay, so before we get into this movie though, let's do the lighting. So let me turn on my light and then we'll get into what color we should do. Boop! Nice. Okay, today I'm a little confused about what color I kind of want to go with because Arnold on the screen grab that Disney Plus is giving me has like green stripes on him because he's a commando and you need those green stripes on him so he blends into the forest. You know, you'll never see his big, muscular, probably very oiled up body with those green stripes on you, right? But the background is literally this color. Literally just a giant explosion or fire or something is happening in the background that is destroying everything in its path. And I'm pretty sure it's an explosion or the light of an explosion. Or maybe Arnold, his stardom is just so bright that it is just lighting up the rest of the world with this golden glow. So I think I'm gonna go like a nice this color, orangey yellow. It's more orange than yellow, but orangey yellow to kind of sum up both Arnold's golden glow that he has on effect. There must be some sort of radius where the glow kind of stops, like if you're near him just the whole world becomes golden or something like that. And because in honor of all the explosions that I think are going to happen in this movie, I think there are going to be a lot of explosions. I think this is just going to be a really fun time. It's a pretty short movie, an hour and a half, which makes me think that this movie is just not going to waste any time getting into the explosions and it's not going to overstay its welcome with the explosions. So I'm very, very excited to get into this movie. But before we get into this movie, if you'd like to see more of my content, you can head over to my Patreon where I have uncut reactions to many of the movies I watch on YouTube, as well as early access reactions that come out 1 week early to my TV show reactions such as Cobra Kai and my movie reactions. There are also 2 exclusive Patreon movies a month that you guys on Patreon get to choose. Thank you so much if you check it out, and let's get back to the video. Okay, let's get into this movie. Without further ado, Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1985 rated R movie, Commando. Honestly, I did not expect the movie to start like this with a truck. I thought it was going to start with, like, explosions. Maybe the truck will explode. I don't know. What if they're mobsters? Mobsters always seem to ride on top of garbage trucks.
Garbage man.
On Tuesday.
Maybe they changed the schedule.
Are they mobsters or, like, kidnappers or something? I was joking. I was joking. Is this true?
No! Wait a minute! Hey, hold it up, you guys!
Oh my god, I think I was right. I was 100% joking. What the heck?
Leather's hot, it's uncomfortable, it cracks. Nothing but trouble. Look at the headroom you got in here. A guy like you's not gonna have any problem.
He's just driving it out? This man is a mad lad. This guy's so dead too. What the heck? Are these guys mercenaries or something? Oh my god. What is even happening right now? Like, what is happening right now? Oh, here we are. This must be Arnold, right? Yeah, it is. No one else has muscles that big. Let's be honest. Okay. Is that his house, or is that just he's just bringing a giant tree to their house, you know? Arnold being like a dad in movies is always the funniest thing because he's so like not a dad in movies, you know what I mean? He looks too jacked to be a dad. Although I bet he's a really, really nice guy, so he'd probably be a really good dad. The score is pretty awesome. There's so many just like random little instruments in it, you know what I mean? There was like a saxophone or a trumpet or something earlier, and now there's like a flute or something. Ah, James Horner, I love this man. So also it looks like there's no mom. Mom left or something.
It's Germany. Communists said it was subversive. Maybe they were right.
What is that meal? Sandwich and then just like a slice of tomato on the side.
You said you wouldn't go away again. You said you were through.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, you are.
I promise.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Arnold. Those hats look pretty funny. I don't think I could ever take someone seriously in that hat. Let's be honest.
John, we've got a problem. Someone's killing your men.
Oh, they're his... Oh! That makes a lot of sense.
You've made enemies all over the world, John. It could have been the Syrians, the South Americans, the Russians, or a terrorist group.
It was the garbage man. Arnold forgot to bring out his garbage one day, and they got mad because they had to wait for him, and now they're just killing all the people he knows. These guys! They died instantly! Yeah, good. Good for nothing.
The air tournament tipped them off. Downwind. You think I can smell them coming?
I did.
What the heck? I thought you could hear them or something. Or has like a sixth sense, you know what I mean? He just smelled them. This man smells like a dog's smell. That really didn't make any sense. It did it. That was really bad English. Sorry about that. He has a secret shed in his shed. That is, only cool people have that, a secret shed.
And if you want your kid back, then you gotta cooperate.
Oh my god.
Wrong.
Ah, that was awesome. Right? Wrong. That was pretty good. If the lines are going to be like that in this movie, I'm in for a good time. I wish I could do that. Gonna be perfectly honest. I wish I could do that. Arnold obviously did not pass his driver's test. just put your foot on the brakes, dude. Unless he's trying to cut them off.
Ever since you had me thrown out of your unit, I've waited to pay you back. Do you know what today is, Matrix?
The anniversary.
Payday.
What does he want to do with him, though? Why doesn't he just kill him straight away? What does he want to do?
As I tell you. Fuck you.
Yeah. I feel like that's Arnold's comeback all the time. That's his only comeback. He says that in a lot of movies. If they hurt the girl, if they hurt his kid, I'm going to... No. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be upset.
Any sign of Matrix? No, sir. Just those bodies. You think there's more, sir?
So his name is John Matrix because that is a really cool name. How come a lot of cool characters' names are John? You know? John Rambo, John Matrix, John Legend.
Okay, oh, here. Have some beers in Valverde Matrix. It'll give everyone a little more time with your daughter.
You're a funny guy, Sully. I like
This guy is so gross and he's going to die.
you last.
Oh, I hope he dies last too. I hope he dies last too. Oh my gosh. If he keeps that promise.
There you go.
Thank you.
He must be planning something. He has a plan. I know he must have a plan. Or he's planning something.
Complimentary beverages, and then a little later on our dinner. Shortly after.
What if he kills this guy with the blanket?
Your flight attendants are Susan and Lance, and I'm Vicky. We're here to make your trip as comfortable as.
He just broke that guy's neck and pretending he's asleep. That is so good. I thought he was going to strangle him with a blanket or something.
I'm airsick.
How can you be airsick? You're on the ground, Arnold. That was a bad lie. Oh my god. He jumps out, kills them all one by one. Please. And he has 11 hours? Is that why he was asking for the time? 11 hours to kill him? To kill everyone? "11 hours and counting." Oh, let's do it. Let's go, let's do it. I love how there's basically no security at the airport. Like, there's no way at this point in time, like 2021, that someone would be allowed to run on the runway and not be seen. Yes. Yes. Get left on red, man. Now he's stalking her. He's so weird. I want Arnold to just like, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing.
From here, it looks like a nightmare. Would you please leave me alone?
From here, it looks like a nightmare.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that.
So did the whole audience. It's funny how both of these characters have the nicest cars, isn't it? Seems like they have cars that will stand out. You know what I mean? It really bugs me how badly he parked. Like, it bugs me so much. Just park in between the lines.
I understand they're gonna kill her.
Okay, all right. I'll help you.
Come on, lady, you can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. You've got this. Go, 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 go. Do your thing.
Listen, there's this huge guy outside in a green t-shirt, and he's a paranoid maniac, and he's kidnapped.
Oh my god.
Alone. I'll be right there. Want to see me kick some ass?
It's Arnold. You're gonna lose. I'm so sorry. You're not gonna impress those girls. You're going to unimpress them. Or maybe they liked watching people get beat up. I don't know. Maybe that's their kink or something. Get to the phone booth before he does. Get to the phone booth. Luckily, no one has cell phones yet. Oh, come on. What the heck? How strong is he? He just lifted like 6,000 pounds. Oh my god, what the heck? What the heck? That was awesome. That was so awesome.
You find your daughter, which I very kindly do, and then you get me involved in a shootout where people are dying and there's...
No, you told the police, lady. Everything you said was right except for I very kindly did. No, you didn't. Now his daughter is at risk. She is at jeopardy, and it is your fault. Well, kind of Arnold's fault too for entrusting this lady, but her fault for telling the cops. He does not even care that someone is shooting at him. He's like, I know he'll miss because I'm Arnold.
Are you alright?
Ow.
You're alright. Wait for me.
Are you alright? I think I'm dead. You're alright. That was pretty amazing.
I promised to kill you last.
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
Oh! I lied. That was so good. Oh, that was so good. Although he did die on screen, so did he die? Who knows? Could he come back? Possibly.
What'd you do with Sully?
I let him go.
There's so many good one-liners in this movie so far. It's so awesome. Hey, that's a pretty nice room. It's nice and big. Got lots of headspace, airspace, you know, room to breathe. Just if I had a bed, that would be really nice.
What are you doing?
Helping you get her back.
Yes! Team up movie. I didn't expect this to be team up. I thought he would just solo kill everyone. I mean, he'll probably do all the killing and she'll just do all the screaming and watching and stuff. But maybe she'll kill someone or save his life or something. Huh? She used to be a flight attendant. Now she's a fight attendant. Haha! Boom. That was such a good one. I'm so sorry. That was so bad. I'm so sorry that you had to listen to that.
Move back over there.
Oh my god. Arnold turning the shower on was a genius play, by the way. That was a big brain play. Okay, those cubes are really not satisfying. I thought they would shatter, but they just kind of fell over.
Kick your big ass.
I eat green berets for breakfast.
Oh, nice. I eat green berets for breakfast. Does that mean he would beat up Rambo? I feel like Rambo and him would be a pretty good fight.
Fuck you, asshole.
No more bullets. Yeah.
You asshole.
Woo! Nice. Oh, he was impaled. I thought he was gonna get impaled.
Let's go.
I really like that fight scene. I really like the choice of having no music. I don't know why. It made the atmosphere of the fight scene especially really kind of cool. It made me feel more invested in it because there was no music. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I felt about it.
We'll take Cook's car. You won't be needing it.
She's a pilot? What she's gonna fight. She said at the start of the movie that she was taking karate lessons. She had a karate class. I bet she knows some karate. She's going to whip that karate out eventually. They have to. They would not mention it if she was not going to use karate at some point. I tried to army crawl at the start of this video. It did not look as good as his army crawl, that's for sure. You know what? He should have put him into the water cooler and then gone, cool off. I should write my own Arnold movie with kill lines. Cool off. I'm so funny.
Island off the coast north of here. This must be where they've taken Jenny.
Look.
Did he just math his way into finding that out? Is he smart at math / finding... I guess it would make sense that he's good at looking at maps because he was like he's a Green Beret eater, as he called himself. That was his official title.
Shopping.
Shopping?
Oh, here we go. Shopping for guns, probably explosives, guns, and body paint. So he can paint the lines on him. Yeah, let's go. Arnold, you know this is against the law, right? Like, also there's probably a better way to do this that wasn't loud in any way. But I guess there's no alarm, so you're safe. Flippers. Is he going underwater? Or he's gonna hit someone with the flippers. Boom, boom, boom. Just like with the flipper.
What's that?
Rocket launcher.
They just have a rocket launcher in this gun store. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, now I want him 1 to use the grenades, 2 to use the rocket launcher, 3 to use the flippers.
Hooker. Not bad.
Rocket launchers them. What if she rocket launchers them? Because Arnold is fireproof. I don't know why I said Arnold is fireproof. I just always feel like he is.
I bet she does.
No way! I was joking about the rocket launcher. No way.
Jesus Christ!
Can't believe she actually just used the rocket launcher. I was joking again when I said rocket launcher. What the heck? That was so extreme. See what I said though? That's Arnold. Arnold is fireproof.
As long as he thinks he'll get his daughter back.
Dang it. They were lying. They were lying. I thought for a second maybe they had some honesty within their ranks and that the daughter would live. But no, I was wrong. I was sadly mistaken.
In a plane? This is a canoe with wings.
Well, then get in and start paddling.
Oh.
It's just a water plane, isn't it? What's the difference?
I'll die! Works every time.
It's true. When you hit something, like an object, it'll work. It's true. Proven true by scientists.
All right.
He should have said, see ya later, because he's on a seaplane. Get it? Wait, is that Bill Paxton?
You must contact General Franklin Kirby.
It looks like him.
First change course or you risk...
Is that him? He has something over his face and it's dark in the room.
Camouflage us.
Go down.
Oh, okay.
I love old blue screens. I love seeing like the blue screen tint smudge around some of people's faces. I don't know why. It's kind of charming.
You are afraid of Matrix. Of course. I'm smart.
It's wise to be afraid. It's totally okay to be afraid.
That's the one.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. Do 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 do. I don't know why that made me think of Jurassic Park. It just did. Okay, the music in this movie is bopping, but it's also like the most randomest soundtrack I've ever heard in my life. Like the music, like the instrument choices are so random, but I love it. She's like, you can paddle slower if you want. Oh, I cracked myself up. The rocket launcher, he brought it. I love it so much. Yes, here we are. Ah, there are the lines. There are the lines. He made sure to stop off at the arts and crafts store. Now that is a hero shot. If I don't even know what I was trying to say. I was just going to say like that is the most awesome hero shot ever. He's so decked out. He has like a million things on him. He's like a video game character with like a big inventory, you know what I mean? Like where do they carry it all? It's like this. This is how they carry it all. Straight to the phone. Arnold, you better go fast. You better go fast. Oh no. Oh. Those are probably my least favorite kills in any movie. Just like a sliced throat. I don't know why. They're just like, they gross me out so much. He's taking them all out like Rambo. Oh my god. Oh! These explosions, look at the barrel shooting up. Oh, that was awesome. These explosions are awesome. I love these miniatures. Or maybe they're real explosions, but like, it's like you can see like the dummies for the explosions as like the people. I don't know, it's so cool. It's so charming. I love it so much. He runs so weirdly there, like oh, use it. I love rocket launchers so much. Coolest weapon. No, don't drop it. No, don't drop it. Such a shame. You can tell how concentrated he is because he's not saying anything witty. Ah, a saw. Is he gonna use a saw? And of course he has to go shirtless now. He's gonna have the saw. I saw you coming. That'd be pretty awesome. That guy's arm just got chopped off. That was such a clean cut. What the heck? What the heck? I did not expect that. Maybe Arnold's skin is bulletproof and that's why he took off the vest. He's like, you know what? I don't even need this vest. My skin is bulletproof. It's also so oiled up. What the heck? He found like a can of oil in the shed. He's like, I'm gonna put this on as well. He should go, a dog goes roof. Get it? Because he's on the roof. Roof. That wouldn't even be a good kill line. Why am I saying that? I'm so sorry. Okay, that was so unnecessary. You could have just like kicked it down or opened the door. You did not need to dive roll through it. Oh! He was shot! What the heck? I did not expect that. I guess the main fight is going to be between the other Commando guy. If Arnold throws another knife, he has to say, "Knife to see you." I literally should make an Arnold movie. I should make one. Jenny! Why is she talking? The guy is so close to her. No, that was your fault. You should have stayed hidden. He would have smelled you or something. I don't know.
I don't need the girl!
Oh, he's so good. He just manipulated this guy's mind. Oh, watch out. Ah, oh, okay, good. Thought that was Arnold's hand. Use your other arm and stab him in the stomach. Oh, that was pretty awesome. Oh, is one of them gonna get incinerated? Is the guy gonna get thrown into the fire? Oh, we got electrocuted. What the heck? You know, that worked out for his favor, you know? It gave him a little speed boost off of the wall. He just got tubed. Oh my god. And there's smoke coming out of it. What the heck?
Let off some steam.
Yeah! I love the lines. That's so epic. Why is that so epic? He's just walking with the kid, but it's so epic.
No chance.
Ah, never mind. No sequel. Let's go. No, I mean, like, I'd like a sequel, but like, it didn't need a sequel. So I'm glad that he said that. That was also just a good line. Credits with the plane flying off of the water into the distance. Oh, am I a genius or am I a genius? Am I a genius or am I a genius? You can say it. You can say it. I'm a genius. Was that Bill Paxton? I want to know. Ah, it was Bill Paxton. Isn't he a very famous actor though? Why was he in such a small role? Maybe it was just like a favor for the director or something? I don't know. Kind of interesting that he's in this movie. And that was my reaction to Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1985 action thriller. Yeah, that was such a fun movie. There were definitely a lot of flaws with this movie, and I will talk about the flaws because this is a review, and I have to be honest and fair with the movie. There were a lot of flaws with the movie. There was weak characters. The story was pretty weak or average story, but this movie was so entertaining and so much fun, and I did not go into this movie. If you watched my pre-reaction review, I did not go into this movie wanting a good story or good characters. I wanted a fun Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with fun action, cheesy lines, and that is exactly what Commando gave me. And so like all the flaws that I will talk about in this movie did not deter me from my enjoyment with this movie at all, not one bit. And I really, really love this movie. It is not my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, but it is not my least favorite either. It is definitely probably one in the middle. I think most of his movies are really, really fun. My favorite Arnold movies being the first two Terminator movies and True Lies. Those would be my favorite Arnold movies. But I think this one comes very close to my enjoyment as with like Predator or something like that. By the way, Bill Duke as Cook, the guy, I knew I recognized him from somewhere. He was from Predator, so that's really cool that he was in Predator as well with Arnold. But yeah, I think I had this same level of enjoyment with this movie as I did with Predator, maybe Predator a little bit more, but I think that this movie was so much fun. It's definitely a movie that I could just put on, sit back, relax, and just enjoy without thinking too much. It just like, it brought a lot of smiles to my face. Most Arnold movies do that because, I don't know, he's just like such a lovable guy on screen, and it's just like so much fun. It looks like he's having so much fun in his movies, and it looks like everyone around him is having so much fun, and the movies are always like so wacky, like, and kind of unrealistic, that they are so much fun. And I don't know, yeah, I just really, really enjoyed this movie. The first thing I want to talk about actually is the soundtrack to this movie. The soundtrack, James Horner did a really good job. I really, really loved the soundtrack. I don't know if I'd listen to it outside of the movie, but I think for the movie it was really, really good. However, the instruments in it were so weird, and this is not me saying that I did not like whenever the instruments would play. I thought that whatever instruments he used worked really well, but the instruments felt very, very random. They never really felt like a I don't know what to say, like a flow with the instruments. I was like, sometimes there'd be like this like tinny drum thing playing, and then there would be like an xylophone, and then there was like one of those flutes that you'd hear in the Karate Kid, and then there was like a trumpet or a saxophone or something like that. Like the instruments were like all over the place. It was like, how many instruments do we want in this movie? Yes, you know what I mean? Like it felt like he had just put every instrument he knew existed into this movie. But I don't know, that could make the score really cluttered, and some people may think that the score is really cluttered. I could see why maybe they would think that, but I really enjoyed the score. I thought it added a lot to the movie. I thought it was really interesting that for the big fights in the movie, especially, there wasn't any music, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it, because usually when I think of these movies, I think of over the top music while these fights are happening. But all of these fights there, I think there were like the three big fights. There was the fight against Cook, and then there was the fight against what's his face, Diaz, I think his name was, and then there was the fight against Bennett, and all three of those fights had no music at all. It was just the whatever noise and sounds were coming from the actual fight itself and whatever was happening around the fight, and that was really cool. It kind of put me more into the fight. And I don't know why I liked it so much. I just thought it was a really interesting choice, something I did not expect in a movie called Commando. I expected big bassy boom, you know, like big bassy loud music for all these climactic fights, and it gave me these quieter, more personal moments almost, especially for the Bennett fight, like a very personal moment kind of, and it was really, really cool to see. I really enjoyed it. Another thing I really enjoyed about this movie was just how goofy it was, and some people may look at this movie and go, oh, this movie's too goofy, I don't really like it. But like, that's what I wanted in this movie. I wanted Arnold to be running around with 5,000 different guns and grenades and a rocket launcher on him. I wanted him to use that rocket launcher, and he used it so many times, and I'm so glad that he used it so many times. I love rocket launchers. They're like the coolest weapons. Whenever a character brings out like a bazooka or a rocket launcher, I get so excited because I'm gonna get to see this huge explosion. Yeah, I thought that the goofiness of this movie was really, really good, and it was not overplayed. Like the goofiness, it wasn't like, it never got goofy, like too goofy that put me out of the movie, if that makes any sense. Like the goofiness stayed in its own goofy bubble, where I was like, okay, the world that we're in is like this, and then it never kind of stepped outside of that and made me go, okay, this is too goofy now, like this would not happen. The only part that I was like, what the heck, is when Arnold took his bulletproof vest off and just went around shirtless. Like, I know that looks really cool, and I know that you've oiled yourself up and you made yourself all shiny so the sun reflects off of your skin and blinds your enemies. Like, great tactic, Arnold. But like, why did you take the vest off in the first place? Was it like broken or something? I didn't think it was broken, but maybe it was. I don't know. But yeah, the goofiness in this movie was something that I really, really enjoyed. And yeah, again, I just had a blast to get it, because there was so much gunfire. A blast with this movie. I also had a blast like making up kill lines in this movie. I actually thought there were going to be a lot more. I was a little disappointed by how not many there were. There were a lot of them, don't get me wrong. There were a lot of really cheesy good kill lines, but I expected a lot more, especially when he's like running around the like house area just killing all of these nameless people, which is like what I wanted in this movie. I thought he was going to say at least a couple kill lines in that, like especially with the saw or something in the shed when he comes out, like peekaboo, like I saw you coming, like stuff like that. You know, I thought he was going to say something and I was expecting it, I was waiting for it, and then it never came, so I was a little disappointed in that. But I was not disappointed by all the other kill lines, you know, like let out a little steam, Bennett, or something like those lines were so well written. And Arnold's like comebacks, and maybe not even the kill lines, just his one-liners in general in this movie were really fun, really entertaining, and I was always like on the edge of my seat waiting for the next one-liner that he would do. Now, I wasn't really like I was invested in the action, but I was more invested in what one-liner Arnold was going to say less. This was like, I feel like that was where most of my investment was in this movie, was what line is Arnold going to say next? What line is he going to say next? Because I enjoy it so much. Okay, getting into some of the flaws of the movie now, some like nitpicks for a movie that I know is supposed to be just a fun, goofy blast, and I understand that, but I'm still going to go through a little bit of some stuff that just disappointed me, or kind of I wish they had done differently. The first one being with Cindy's character. She had some throwaway lines. There were a couple throwaway lines in this movie. Two of them, one with Arnold and one with Ray Dawn Chong, I think that's her name. And for the Arnold one, it was like, I smelled them coming. And then for Cindy's, it was, I'm going to karate class. Like, why would you have those lines in the movie at the very start of the movie when their character is first being introduced, and then they never come up again? Like Arnold's smell thing, I can understand that maybe that's just setting him up to be this really awesome kind of war soldier kind of guy, right? Like he's super good at what he does. He's so good that he can smell his enemies coming. I understand that. I would just expect them to maybe use it again, because you bring it up pretty much first thing into the movie. And then with Cindy, her karate thing, like why would you have her say in the script that she had karate class to go to? I'm pretty sure that's what she said. If I'm wrong about the karate class, then please let me know, but I'm pretty sure she said a karate class. Why would you bring that up and then not have her do at least some form of fighting / karate within the movie? Because if you bring that up, I expect it to come to play later. Like if she had said, oh, I have to go home and sleep, so I have a flight tomorrow, then that's fine. I don't expect her to do anything else in the movie. But if you say like, I have a karate class to go to, there's something in my mind that's always thinking, she knows karate. She's going to fight. She knows karate. So like, there are just some script issues like that, where lines that people would say would never really come to fruition, when I feel like maybe they should have. But again, the runtime was not that long at all. So I get maybe if they had cut that stuff out, or just left it out for runtime's sake or something like that. But I wish that they had done something more with these characters. Another thing that I wish they had done more is actually fleshing out the characters. Although again, for this movie, I did not really expect them to flesh out the characters. All the characters felt very one note. Even Arnold with his daughter, their relationship, like they had like that little 2-minute montage at the start of the movie establishing their relationship, and then they were apart for the rest of the movie, and then they had about 1 minute at the end of the movie reunited, and we didn't really even get to see them talk to each other. He was just like carrying her on the beach. So like even them, like all of the characters were pretty one-dimensional, even though Arnold had the most character development to him. Like he was an ex-soldier, he has a daughter, he doesn't want to be doing this stuff anymore, but he has to go save it, right? Like he has the most character development, but it still wasn't a lot. And Cindy as well, like training to be a pilot, about to get her license, stuff like that. Like we know stuff about them, but they still feel very one note, if that makes any sense. And the villains, again, they had a motivation. Yes, they had a motivation, but the villains were very weak in this movie. The villains were just there for Arnold to kill eventually, and like that makes sense in this movie. I'm not saying that is a bad thing in this movie. I'm just saying like I wish that maybe there was a little bit more depth to them, especially with Bennett's character, because while their fight was cool at the end, I didn't really I didn't really feel the emotional connection between Arnold's character and Vernon Welles's character, because even though I knew that they used to be like on the same team, and then Arnold or something had like cast him out of the team, and then he'd faked his death and stuff, like I knew all of that, but I still didn't really feel the emotional depth and the emotional connection between these two characters. And so it was more of just like he was another obstacle to get to Arnold's daughter, instead of being this big used to be friend almost, like, and then they're fighting each other. You know what? I didn't feel like the emotional hit punch that maybe the movie was going for that scene. I just thought it was like a cool fight scene, but maybe the movie was, I think the movie may have just been going for a cool fight scene, just like everything else. Like the people are in this movie that Arnold is fighting, I don't think are really supposed to be fleshed out. They're just supposed to be people that Arnold can kill and say a fun line to, and then the audience can cheer, and then they can go home happy. And I think that's what the movie was going for. And if that is what the movie was going for, they 100% succeeded. That was what I was going into the movie for. And so even though I do have like faults with this movie and nitpicks with this movie, again, it did not deter at all from my enjoyment with this movie. I did really, really enjoy this movie quite a bit. But now we're getting into the cast. I don't know how much I have to say about the cast, because again, the characters were pretty one-dimensional, but I'll go through a couple of them and we'll see how much I have to talk about. First of all, though, before I get into Arnold, Bill Paxton was in this movie, and that was a huge surprise. I did not expect him in this movie. His role was very small, so it took me like a second to figure out that was Bill Paxton. One, because he had something over his face, like a microphone over his face. Then the room was really dark, and also he was in such a minor role. I was like, Bill Paxton, 1985. He'd probably just come off of Terminator, I feel like. So maybe he wasn't super famous back then, because even in Terminator, the first Terminator, he didn't really have a big role. So maybe he wasn't like the most famous person. I was expecting him to be, whenever I see his face, I'm always like, oh, he should be in a big role because he's such a good actor. And like, I know him, and a lot of people do know him as this very famous guy. But everyone starts out somewhere, so maybe this was one of his earliest roles. I don't know. That's kind of interesting to find out. Maybe I'll do some research onto that after this review. Anyways, going into Arnold now. Arnold was really good in this movie. He was so much fun. He looked like he was just having a blast, pretending to shoot people down, jump away from explosions, and say these really cheesy lines. Like, movies like this is what Arnold was made for. Of course, he was made for Terminator. Terminator, I think, is his best role, just because of the way that the Terminator acts is exactly how Arnold acts in movies, if you know what I mean. It's very stiff, it's very wooden, it's very robotic. And Arnold, when he does dialogue, is very stiff and wooden and robotic. But that is what I love Arnold so much, because of he's so unique in that aspect, if you know what I mean. Like, it feels like he tries so hard, and it never comes out like, oh, he's trying so hard and he's failing. It's like, oh, this guy's trying so hard, and it's just so much fun to watch, if you know what I mean. And movies like where he's just the action hero and he just gets to say, like, he doesn't have like huge monologues to go off of, he just gets to say really fun lines, really quick lines, and then go around blasting people, is where I think Arnold kind of succeeds a lot, for me at least, because again, when he has a lot of lines to say, I feel like his acting ability kind of comes to the surface, and you kind of start to get pulled out of the movie, because you're like, oh, this guy isn't really giving me this emotional depth that I wanted from his acting. But when he just has these quick lines to say, I think it works. And so this character, John Matrix, which by the way is a really cool name, I think really worked for Arnold because his character is kind of that style of acting. Also, don't you want like a John Matrix versus John Rambo movie now, like Alien versus Predator, but Matrix versus Rambo? That would be so cool. They should have made like an Arnold versus Sylvester Stallone movie. That would have been so awesome. The two big like 80s 90s stars fighting each other. Oh, that would have been such a cool movie. And then they would have both died at the end, so no one had like the bigger ego, you know what I mean? But that would have been so cool. Anyways, that doesn't really matter. Arnold Schwarzenegger did a really, really good job. Alyssa Milano, I think that's it. Milano, yeah, I think that's how you say it. Alyssa Milano as Jenny Matrix. I really liked her. She didn't really do a lot in the movie. She got captured, then she escaped, and then she watched her dad beat up Bennett. Besides that, she didn't really do much in this movie. I enjoyed her character. I enjoyed everything else with John Matrix and Cindy more, though, and I was like, let's just get back to them when she was on screen, because her stuff was interesting. Arnold's stuff was much more fun and entertaining to watch. I think that Alyssa Milano did a good job as Jenny. I just don't think she had a lot to do. as Jenny, if you know what I mean. I think she made a really dumb decision when she was yelling, like, "Dad, is that you, Dad?" in like the thing when she had just seen Bennett walk by. Like, that was a really dumb decision. Like, that's your fault for getting captured. I'm sorry, that is your fault. But yeah, I think Alyssa Milano did a pretty good job as Jenny. Rae Dawn Chong as Cindy, I really enjoyed her character. At the start, I did not like her character. I thought she was a little annoying, especially when she was in the car and when Arnold was leaving like the shopping mall area and she's like stops him and gets in the car and then she just like says a bunch of stuff like, "Oh my gosh, whoa, what are you doing? Whoa, watch out." And it's kind of like really annoying. Like, I wish she wouldn't do that. And I understand why she's doing that, because again, she's like a civilian, she's not in the car, like she's not used to this stuff. Like, I would probably be doing that too, but I don't know, I was getting kind of annoyed with it. And then she kind of like leveled out, and then I started to like her again. And by the time that they were on the plane going, I was like, oh, I actually really like her now. And I was kind of disappointed that she didn't come onto the island and again do karate, because I thought she knew how to do karate. I was kind of disappointed that she stayed in the plane, but what can you do? I thought that Rae Dawn Chong did a really, really good job as the character. Again, I did not like her at the start, but her character quickly grew on me, and I think that is a testament to her acting. So good job, good job, good job. The last person I'm going to talk about is Vernon Wells as Bennett, the actual villain of this movie. You would think it was Diaz, right? I think it was Diaz who was like the president guy, right? But Vernon Wells as Bennett, I thought he was a pretty good job. He never looked like he matched for Arnold though, if you know what I mean. Like, if I was comparing both of them, I never would say that Bennett would win a fight. And I think Arnold knew that when he was like, "Come on, you want to put a knife in me, you want to see the light leave my eyes." Like, he knew that Bennett wasn't a fight for him. Well, maybe he was, like, obviously it would be a fight, but he knew that he would beat Bennett in a one-on-one hand-to-hand fist fight with a knife or something like that, right? But Bennett, like, he was a fun character to watch. He was just like kind of evil, just wanted kind of his revenge on John Matrix. But again, just like all the other characters, didn't really have much depth to them, very one-dimensional, did not really care about the character all too much. His death was really cool though, like the thing going all the way through him and then the steam coming out. Like, I've never seen a death like that where like the pipe goes through and then something comes out which indicates that it's gone all the way through. Like, that was so cool. I really liked that. But wait, but also, how would that work? If it goes all the way through, wouldn't the thing in the middle wouldn't like your flesh in the middle still be there? I don't know how that works. We're going to skip over that. Maybe that doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought he did a good job. Anyways, that is my review for Commando. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to these beautiful, wonderful people right here for supporting me, supporting my channel. Huxley is not in the room right now. She didn't come in for this movie. Very disappointing. I thought she would like it, and she didn't come in, so that's really rude. But she also says a big thank you. And thank you so much for listening to my review. If you made it this far, it means a lot for you to listen to me talk. And I'll see you next time for my next movie reaction.